Hey, welcome back. We're live from Kiev. As we reported last night in the program, Senator Lindsey Graham has been one of the most vocal critics of the Obama White House over the last few days. He lit up Twitter with a series of tweets in which he bluntly blamed the crisis in Ukraine on U.S. foreign policy. In his most provocative tweet, probably, he wrote this. He said, "It started with Benghazi. When you kill Americans and nobody pays a price, you invite this type of aggression." Now, that comment and others he made have some crying foul. Today, Chief Congressional Correspondent Dana Bash asked Senator Graham about his remarks. Dana joins me now. So, Dana, you talked to Senator Graham. What did he have to say?
Well, you know, Anderson, Lindsey Graham is a Republican who actually worked with the Democratic president on national security issues in the past. But today he told me he has, in his words, gone, quote, way too long without speaking bluntly about the president's foreign policy. And he was eager to explain his criticism to me. Senator, one of the tweets that you sent that's getting a lot of attention, raising eyebrows, is about Benghazi. Mm-hmm. You said about the situation in Ukraine, it really in many ways started with Benghazi when our consulate was overrun and our first ambassador was killed. Mm-hmm. How on earth is what's happening in the Ukraine a result of what happened in Benghazi?
It's just not about the Ukraine, about our standing in the world. You know, whether you agree that Snowden's a hero or a traitor, when our president tells the Russians don't give him asylum, there'll be consequences, and nothing happens, that hurts us. When you tell the Egyptian military, you know, don't put Morsi and his crowd in jail, you challenge them to turn control back over to civilians, and nothing happens, that hurts us. When you draw a red line and you tell Assad, if you use chemical weapons on your own people, that will be a red line, and you flinch. When you tell the world, we're going to find the people who killed our 4 Americans in Libya, including the ambassador, and you do nothing about it. Whether you agree with his policy in Syria, Egypt, whether you agree with you know, his policies, when he tells people there will be consequences and there are none, it sets in motion exactly what you see.
But it just seems like a stretch to talk about a U.S. ambassador and 3 other Americans killed, and to take that to
it's a
Vladimir
part of a narrative.
Putin.
I didn't say Putin basically ignored Obama because of Benghazi alone.
I printed out a series of tweets, and
yeah.
it really is. It was sort of rapid-fire mean tweeting at the president. Really personal.
It is personal.
Calling him weak and indecisive,
Yeah.
no fewer than 3 times.
Mm-hmm. I think
but
he
by
is.
saying these things, aren't you making it a self-fulfilling prophecy? Aren't
No.
you making him weaker in the eyes of Putin by someone like you, with your stature, calling him weak and indecisive?
I think he is. During the Iraq War, did Senator Obama criticize Bush's policies? Did people go on the floor and say that Bush lied to us all about weapons of mass destruction? Didn't Harry Reid go on the floor and say the Iraq War was lost? The point I'm trying to make is that there's been too many times in the last 6 months where the president has told people, if you don't do what I say, there will be consequences, and nothing's happened.
You are in the middle of a Republican primary back in your state.
Exactly.
You say the word Benghazi, it is red meat for the Republican base. You know that.
Yes, Republicans
So-
and independents want to know more.
This isn't about primary politics back home.
Everything I've done has been about what I think is best for the country. I think it's best to find the truth about Benghazi. When my primary is over and I'm going to win, I'm going to still be on Benghazi.
Now, what is fascinating is that despite the partisan divide you just heard there, which is very deep, over the reasons for the crisis in the Ukraine, Anderson, there's a surprising similarity among Democrats and Republicans over what to do about it now, boycotting the G8 meeting in Russia, freezing Russian assets, and there's also unanimity about what is absolutely not an option, and that is military action. Anderson. And
I spoke to Senator Marco Rubio last night on the program, who actually was in favor of much of what the Obama White House has done thus far, which was certainly interesting to hear from Senator Rubio. Dan, I appreciate the reporting. Thanks.
Thank you.